conversation with Brent. And I heard somebody up here talk about how would we like approach that conversation. And so I wanted to, we're not going to do that in this session, so I did want to kind of just make the point that like, I think if we were going to have a conversation with Brent to figure out what it is that is kind of the underlying factor, what is it that knowledge, skill, or mindset that's really driving his actions, we would do kind of a co-investigation basically, just like we would watch or have our CMAs do. We would want to say, let's talk about what the outcomes of this session actually were, how you contributed to, or what core members were doing to contribute to that, what you did to contribute to core member actions, and then really boiling down to get to what is that underlying knowledge, skill, or mindset that is holding you back and then holding our core members back and eventually will hold our students back. So that would kind of just be that. I just wanted to put that in there for a little bit. But now we're going to kind of leave Brent for a second, and we're going to talk about what happens when we start to see trends in gaps in knowledge, skills, and mindsets over more than one staff member. Let's see. Amy, can you read this slide for me, please?
Once you know what that something is, you will take action to address gaps in staff member execution by facilitating self-reflection, providing models, or setting up rehearsal opportunities.
Keep going.
When more than one staff member is struggling in the same way, be smart by consolidating your effort into a school-based or institute-wide support response.
Exactly. So once you figured out, so let's say for example that you figured out that your CS and all of your CMAs are all having trouble with pacing. Nobody is getting to the independent practice of their sessions, and you figure out that the reason that all of them are having trouble with pacing is like an actual like skill thing. Like they actually have trouble like being able to present their session as well as use a timer and make sure that they're kind of moving forward. And so once you've identified that all of your maybe 3 of your CMAs and your CS all have this issue, you're not going to go to each person and say, okay, CMA number 1, let me fix this issue with you, let me fix it with you. You're going to actually pull these people together and say, we need to get this pacing thing under control. And so, yeah, so I think you're going to do that. So we have a kind of sample template for you to use to help you kind of think through how you're going to set this up. I want to make a note that this response is not going to be very formal. Like you are not going to spend 2 hours trying to think of ways of teaching your staff members how to increase their efficiency and pacing. It is going to take thought, but it's not going to be super elaborate. You're going to want to do it as soon as possible. So at Institute we have 5 weeks, 25 days really. So there's not time to waste. If you figure this out on a Monday morning, like Monday night, you're going to want to fix this. It's not going to be something that you're going to want to wait, plan for 2 days to execute because you need to fix it Monday night so that Tuesday morning you can make sure that it's better. So it's going to be quick. And then the last thing is this can be in collaboration with other people. So maybe you have a fellow SD that's actually facing the same issue, and you get all of your staff members together to do it. Or maybe your CMAC, maybe you're actually not sure how to fix this issue with your staff members, so you bring in your CMAC to help you plan with you. Or maybe it's your CC who really kind of knows, has kind of a bag of tricks, if you will, around how to face a particular issue, and you might want to plan with them. So this is not something you're going to do in isolation. However, as the school director of your school, you are solely responsible for the outcomes of your staff members. So though I do say it is in collaboration with other people, we also need to remember that ultimately the buck stops at us at our school. So with that, I want you to take about 4 minutes to independently review handout number 10. It's a school-based response, or tag, if you will. And I want you to take about 4 minutes to independently review it. Think about what are the strengths of this plan and what are the ways to make it more effective. And then you're going to take about 6 minutes in your school teams to discuss.